Well, everyone, I'm back. And to spare you all the details, I'll just say that the reason I decided to come back is to give the game another chance, essentially, and really to find out what I really find fun about it. Do I just play it because I like the chase of MCOC, or do I actually enjoy my time invested? And so, what I really found out during my time, just away, is that I really like finding counters, and even the weird ones, for certain node matchups that really resemble a puzzle, and I find that so fascinating. And with this tactic, it's a lot less, I guess you can say, I'll keep it simple, a lot less difficult than that of, let's say, the prior tactics, Magic Eve and whatnot. I'm still getting back into the rhythm of everything, so I take an SP1 to the face. And so, with this current node, there's a lot more room for, I guess you can say, experimentation, versus the last tactic where it was just like, okay, you need this hard counter, and deal with it. With this tactic, it's more like you have several different champs to choose from, so if you ban, like, so let's say a top 3 and then tier 1, like the top 5, you still have a chance. And so, sometimes, you might not have to use a tactic champ. Here we're on path 3 of node 21, the Chitinous Doors, future Ant-Man. He's literally always placed here. Yeah, the tactic is there, but we are literally just going to work around that tactic with just straight stunning and heavy, the usual Magneto strat. That way we can get around the tactic, yeah, but also get around the node setup, because Magneto works in a weird way. He decreases the ability accuracy of the node, but he can't affect the ability accuracy of the tactic. But as you can see, it's just not gonna matter. And so, with future Ant-Man here, he really needs to be placed on a node where, like, he can't be magnetoed from his energy damage, or even, like, affected by ability accuracy. Because even then, the bleeds, as long as I can get up to the SP3, it's still gonna apply. And so I did do the planning for this war, and so this matchup will be essentially my first bad matchup. I'm not sure if this is a bug or something that I'm missing, but when I'm using Angela here, you'll notice that my SP1 and also my SP2 glance the armors that Red Skull gets. And I realized, like, okay, this is just not gonna work. Let me go ahead and try, and I'm going to race up to my SP3, and I'm praying, I don't know this for sure, I'm praying, I'm like, okay, hopefully this does not glance. Luckily, Red Skull is just getting rinsed by Angela's auto block counter with her 6, since I do have the 6-star, but here's where we hope and pray. And if it doesn't glance, I'm really enjoying it. And to my surprise, it doesn't glance, and it also puts on armor breaks. So I'm wondering, like, why that is. Why does Angela's SP1 and SP2 glance, but her SP3 doesn't? I'm not sure if that's a bug, or something with the node, or what, or just how the armors work. And so I'm just like, okay, I found essentially how to solve this puzzle of a matchup. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to cycle SP3s, and then after that, call it a day, and we come out with the solo. Despite how long the fight was, it doesn't matter, because as long as we get full attack bonus, all good. Now, this next fight, we have Shuri here on the Regen Mini, when it comes to just personal space regen, recovery, drip feed, all that fun stuff. The drip feed is actually going to help us with those placebo buffs by scaling the tactic, and as long as I control the spacing of the fight, this fight is going to be super simple. Now, you'll notice that my Angela is starting to hit incredibly hard. Not just the fact that I have the Odin pre-fights, but the fact that I have, like, Odin on the team. it allows Angela's buff to gain more potency just with every fight that the team has won. So that goes for Magneto, Angela, and if I chose to use Odin for a fight, he would work as well. So I can use the 6-star as a way to compensate whenever I go up against like a rank 3 defender. So it's not too bad. Now, with this fight, the Regen could get out of control just because like Despair only works to a certain extent, but it doesn't even matter because Angela hits so hard from the ramped Odin synergy. Now, we have this fight when it comes to Magneto versus Baron Zemo. In hindsight, it's been a very, very long time since I've done this matchup. I think the last time was when the tactic was Armor Burn, and Magneto got thrown in as a tactic champ like a lot later. And so I'll admit, I am still a little bit rusty when it comes to this matchup. In hindsight, I should have used Angela because she can parry non-contact hits, along with the fact that when she throws her specials, she automatically negates the root. So I really just have to watch out for this Orient. There's a lot of mistakes in this fight, but honestly, what matters is resiliency when it comes to matchups and planning, as well as like when you're doing the actual fight. How do you adjust, like, let's say the AI is throwing like little mediums and I can't parry? What will be the strat when it comes to being flexible to what the AI gives you, along with how will you adapt to the node? And so here, I'm just like, okay, I get my SP3, really just get me out of this fight. I don't really care what happens next, because I'm not going to use Magneto again, and we come out with a solo. Again, that's the most important part. Now, the very last fight is going to be an extremely easy one. There's really only one thing to watch out for on the Shock and Bleed hazard. For the bleed node, I have to hope. I have to pray that the player that essentially placed Sam Wilson, he didn't place him with max deep wounds. But unfortunately, as I find out during the fight, he didn't. Because in MCOC, there's no way for certain champs, and Angela's one of them, there's no way to get it down to 100% debuff duration. I can get it down to, let's say, 99.999. It's literally just calculus. I'm not going to go through like a calculus lesson with you all, but just think of it as like, as you get closer and closer to 100%, it's not going to get there. You can get close, but you're not going to get there. And so, honestly, it doesn't matter because we come out with the win. And I'm really proud of these guys. And honestly, hoping to carry that over to the next war. See you all later.